This is the little camera I used to use for most of my videos. I've got quite a few of these. Whenever they come up on eBay, I always buy them. Little Panasonic digital camera, nothing flash, but it does exactly what it's supposed to do. Very easy to use. The only problem I had with it is it hasn't got a separate input for a microphone, and now I'm using a remote microphone, a radio mic, so I don't use these as much now. So now I'll use this camera to show you what camera I'm using now. Right, so this is the camera I'm currently using. It's also a Panasonic. I just like the format of Panasonics. I like the way they're set up. This works exactly the same way. It's just a little bit more involved. It's got more manual settings, but I normally use it in full auto. That's the external microphone, a Rode radio mic. My friend Rob from Extreme Plasma bought it for us for Christmas. It's a really handy bit of kit. One of the first things I do with all my cameras is I buy a protector lens for the front. Just a UV filter, which is a clear glass filter, which means that you're not going to cause any damage to the actual lens of the camera. It's protected by a cheap replaceable glass screen. It's got a bigger battery on than standard. I get about 3 hours on this camera, which is normally more than enough. Works on an SD card. There's a little SD card goes in there. I have a bigger Panasonic camera which has got double SD cards, which means it can record to both cards, because cards can die. You can get a corrupt card. It means if you're doing something important, you're videoing something important, you don't want to lose it, you can put it onto 2 cards instead of just the one. This is the setup I use when I'm doing video on the lathe. All my camera mounts have got the same type of base on, so I can clip cameras, different cameras into every base quite easily. Quick release thing like that. I've got a cheap, it's actually a Banggood little mount on there, so I can put the camera basically anywhere I want. It means using this, you haven't got a tripod in front of the lathe, which is dangerous. I've used to use a tripod, not a good idea. It's mounted on a rail, so I can move it basically anywhere I want. I can bring it across here and work on the milling machine with it exactly the same as I can with the lathe. So I can move the camera along the rail to get any shot up I want on the milling machine. It's completely versatile. You can move it anywhere you like. Bring it further down. Bring it in for real close-up work. And you're starting to see it moving a little bit like that, but once it settles down, it basically stays where it is, and you've got access all around it. These little arms are ideal for this particular application. They're cheap, very versatile, and they do lock quite well. So I can bring the camera in really close, get some close-up shots. If I'm going to be going in this close, I do tend to use this cheaper camera because it won't do any good getting stuck in the chuck. To get the shot you've just seen, I've got my big camera mounted on this. This is a Noga DPI mount. It's never had a DPI on it. I use it all the time for shots like this, where I can clamp it anywhere. I can take it to a steam rally, I can clamp it onto a fence, I can clamp it to anything basically, and it works. I've got a manufactured clamp on the bottom of there, so that clamps onto basically anything. And this really is a solid, completely versatile mount. You can do anything you like with it, any angle, anywhere. A real useful bit of gear. This is the setup I use for video and welds. Once again, it's just a sky hook, front of exhaust tube, and one of those big clamps, and another tripod leg down into a custom made base. This is the base I use. It's an Artec True Colour auto lens, which is basically held in there with two big clips, one there and one there. Exactly the same camera mount as I use on everything else, so the camera simply snaps into there. And that's looking through the lens. Obviously when you turn the lens on, it turns itself on and off. The settings on the camera it takes quite a while to get the settings right. Nobody will tell you what to use, because it's not easy. It took me a long time to work out how to use it. But basically that's what I use for video and welds. Means you can move it any way you want, so it's not in the way. Once again, there's no tripod. You can work with your arms around here, and basically that's how it works. This is the video editing software that I use. It's a program called Wondershare Filmora. I have got more complicated and more expensive editing suites, but I've ended up using this all the time. The program is actually a free download. The trouble is it's got a watermark on, but once you decide you like it and you want to buy it, it's not expensive. The watermark is removed. It does everything I want a video editing suite to do. It's simple to learn. I'm not going to show it in use because there's loads of tutorials online, but this is the one that I do use. As far as computers, I use a purpose-built PC, basically a high-end gaming computer designed specifically for doing video on. There's a little company called CalTech. They look after my computer, tweak it and do bits and pieces. Video are massive files, so you need lots of storage, a fast processor, just to make things move along quite easily. You don't need all this. You can't start off with a simple PC and edit video. It's just very slow, that's all. I hope you found this little insight into how I record and edit videos useful. Once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button. It does make a difference. I've got 80,000 views now. It would be nice to get to 100,000. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching.